Good morning, students. Today we will start the second chapter, the cell. Discovery of cell, variation in cell numbers, shape and size, cell, the functional unit of life, cell organelles, differences between plant and animal cell. These are the key concepts of this chapter. We will see the first two key concepts, discovery of cell, variation in cell numbers, shape and size. So let us start. Before starting the chapter in your book, a warm-up activity is given. Below are the diagrams of different levels of organizations of organisms. Name each level and arrange them in a successive order. Let us name them. Heart, organ. It is an organ. It is a tissue, digestive system, organ system, cell, and human body. Human body, cell, organ system, tissue, organ. So let us start now arranging. First, human body. Human body is made of organ systems, different organ systems. Because of these organ systems, our body can perform different functions. Functions like digestion, respiration, circulation of blood. All these functions are done by different types of organ systems. Organ systems are made of organs, different organs. Organs are in turn made of different types of tissues. What are tissues? Tissues are actually collection of similar type of cells. Similar types of cells constitute together, combine together to perform one particular function. Then that type of collection of cells is called a tissue. We will see what are tissue and what is cell in the coming chapters. In this chapter we will consider cell. Let us start. Just as houses are made up of bricks, similarly all living organisms, whether plants, animals or human beings, are made up of cells. Since bricks constitute the basic structure of house, we call them structural unit of house. Similarly, cells constitute the basic structure of living things. Therefore, they are also known as building blocks or structural unit of living organisms. Now, we know our body performs many types of functions. Walking, then running, eating, thinking, many functions are performed by our body. Any function performed by an organism is an outcome of the activity of cells in its body. Cells perform all its functions. Thus, we can say that cell is the structural as well as functional unit of living organisms. It is the smallest unit of life that can exist independently. Now come to the discovery of cell. This picture, who is this? He is a scientist, Antony van Leeuwenhoek. Antony van Leeuwenhoek is a Dutch tradesman, was a Dutch tradesman as well as scientist. Discovery of cell was possible only because of the invention of microscope. The first microscope was developed by Antony van Leeuwenhoek. It was a simple microscope which was able to magnify things to 300 times their original size. Means what? Suppose one thing is 1 millimeter small. So with the help of his microscope, we can see that 1 millimeter small thing to 300 millimeter. Means the picture of 1 millimeter small thing enlarges to 300 millimeter. Means this microscope can magnify the image of any object to 300 times. He used this microscope to see the blood cells in a frog. Now see this picture. Who is he? He is Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke, an English scientist, developed a compound microscope with two lenses to observe to observe different objects. He examined a very thin slice of cork under his microscope and found that it was made up of small box-like structure. This is his microscope, and he observed under this microscope a thin slice of cork and found that it was made of small box-like structure. He called this small box-like structure, you can see box-like structure, cells. He called them cells. The word cell is derived from the Latin word cellula. Word cellula meaning a small room. Thus, Robert Hooke was the first one to discover and name a cell in 1665. Cork is a dead bark of a tree. Its cells were once living but now are dead, so Robert Hooke observed only the walls of dead cells. A cell is said to be living when it contains cytoplasm and nucleus. The two together make up the protoplasm.